Hi, my name's Lauren Glenner. Welcome to my channel. This channel is going to be about a project that I've been working on for some time now that I'm just starting to show the internet, the world, which is called the Microsystem 1 Computer Kit. So as you can see, it's a kit computer that you put together. There's a keyboard, a screen. I'll take it apart in a minute, but running on this computer is a virtual world where all of the computers are connected via Wi-Fi through the internet. You can walk around, you can chat, let's just say like, hi. You can build things, so let's try to put in a tree. Here we go. And there we have it. So the kit comes in a box like this, and you've got all of the parts that you need to build the computer. So you've got your wooden parts, so it's this sort of T-slot construction where the bits go together like this. And then screws would go in there to hold it together. You get your perspex bits. This one's actually red, although you can't see it because it's got the protective paper on it still. And all of the different hardware that you need to put the computer together. So these are, say, screws of different lengths, some kind of keyboard overlay. You'll also get this very nice spiral bound guide, which has got assembly photos, which shows you how to put the computer together. Just to show you how it does go together and go apart, I'm going to turn this one off. So the lid comes up like that. And then you can see we can disconnect the screen. Off that comes. Keyboard comes out. This one's charging, we might just disconnect it from the power. There's your keyboard. Sound card module. There is your power supply with 18650 lithium battery, rechargeable. There is your motherboard and modem module. So the motherboard is microcontroller based. There's actually two 32-bit microcontrollers. The software is all written by me and it runs in C++. What you'll also get when you buy the kit is access to the source code and also the schematics so that you can see how the computer works. So why build such a thing? Well, I think it's primarily about education. It's about learning about how electronics and computers work, but what I see as learning in a different way. There are a lot of sort of STEM education resources out there, but they tend to be very kind of top-down. So you're learning about how we write something in Python or how we write some code that goes on an Arduino to turn an LED on and off, but you're not really understanding how the hardware and the software works underneath that. Like if you're writing something in Python, it's not only the Python interpreter, but then if you're running it on Linux, say in a Raspberry Pi, you've got your sort of 10 million lines of Linux source code that are running under there, which you don't get to see in a kind of a black box. So I think for me, it's about wanting to show you how all the different parts of the computer work. So I've written all of the software myself. It's C++ that runs on bare metal. You can see how all of the software works. All of the hardware, the individual modules that plug together, you can see, right, this is a power supply, this is a keyboard for input, it's a screen for output. I think it's also about, and I've studied teaching, both school teaching and I've taught computer science at university. And one thing I think that's important for education is that it needs to be authentic. So you're doing something that's real, it's not just a made-up exercise. And it needs to be something too that is kind of relevant to your interests. And I think we fail on that front with some STEM education, some resources, in that we're getting people to do things which you write some code to turn an LED on and off. But why are we doing this? It's almost not an authentic activity. It's something that is just invented just for the sake of doing something. It also may not be particularly relevant to what you're interested in. I think that a lot of people these days, kids especially, are interested in kind of gaming experiences. They play Minecraft, they're interested in virtual worlds. I think not so much the idea of turning an LED on and off or reading input from a switch. It's an important part of computer science, but it's sort of, we need to have a little bit more of that, what you're interested in, to be able to engage you with learning. I think it's also about sort of providing a platform or showing you that it's even possible to have a computer where you feel like you can put it together. There's some sense of ownership. There's some ability to understand all of the bits that go into it. And the idea then that through that computer and through this software, you can have private conversations. You can create virtual online spaces that are really yours, where you create the rules. Did I mention it is end-to-end encrypted? So you're able to talk to other people and interact through the platform in a way where it's private and it's secure. And I think this is something that we're increasingly kind of lacking in the modern world of technology. So the kit's available to buy now for 599 Australian dollars, which includes shipping, and that's on my website, glina.com.au. That's glina.com.au. And I invite you to go and pick one up if it's something that you think you might be interested in. I've got a limited number that are available for shipping now, and then there are more that I could get ready for, say, in the next 12 weeks. I think, like I said, I will also soon be publishing on my website the source code and the schematics for the computer. So how's this channel going to work? Because I think this YouTube channel for me is going to be an important part of your experience of buying and using and playing with the computer. I think that I'm going to do a few different types of video. I think one type of video is where I tackle each time one different part of the computer, either hardware or software, and just do a deep dive on that and explain exactly how that piece of software works or exactly how that hardware component works. So the other kind of video that I'd like to create is where I'm sort of giving my take as a computing professional on topics in computing as they apply to the Microsystem 1 kit and what I'm trying to do. So whether that's like privacy versus safety on the internet, chat control in the EU, the Online Safety Act in Australia and the E-Safety Commissioner, and exploring this idea of the feeling these days of that we're kind of lacking a sense of ownership and a sense of control over our own technology. So in terms of the style to expect from me, I think I'd just like to keep it, chatty and conversational. I'm not going to be producing the most highly edited professional YouTube videos. It's not really my thing. So hopefully that's something that you might enjoy and you'd be interested in learning more about. So please like and subscribe, all the usual YouTube stuff. And I look forward to talking to you in my next video. Bye for now.